And talk about the Birmingham City football team, Alan, because they're playing very well, and we did very well last night at Sunderland. But tonight it's Wimbledon against Arsenal. We've spoken about the fact that Arsenal, there's a big incentive for them to win tonight with Manchester United losing at West Ham. But also, Wimbledon are still in relegation trouble, and the result at Aston Villa, I'm sure they're interested in. Now, if Barnsley were to win at Aston Villa tonight, Wimbledon would just be, I think it's 4 points away from the relegation zone, so it's a big game for both teams tonight.
And Barnsley leading 1-0 as we speak as well. Of course, we'll keep you in touch with all those scores as they unfold tonight. But now let's check on the team news here at Selhurst Park. Wimbledon give a debut to their latest signing, Andy Roberts, who I'm sure is going to figure in a future quiz question about which player moved clubs without moving grounds. Roberts goes straight into midfield in place of Stuart Castledine. This the only change from the Wimbledon team beaten in their last Premiership match at Barnsley. That was 10 days ago. They're still missing the man in our studio, of course, Robbie Earle and Kerry Hughes.
Well, it's not such a rigid 4-4-2 formation as what we come to expect from Wimbledon. I think there you can see Michael Hughes, who's been placed on the left-hand side there, but I was talking to Joe Kinnear just prior to the game. He feels that he will start on the right-hand side. Roberts and Jones will form a central midfield pairing with Ardley more on the left-hand side. But I think that, as we've seen in many games this season, Michael Hughes is given the freedom to roam, and I think you'll expect to see that roaming around just in behind the front two, where you have Ure with his pace and Leaburn with his strength and heading ability.
Well, Arsenal's injury problems seem to be getting better by the day. David Seaman, Ian Wright and Steve Bold are all back in training now, and they should be available for selection within the next couple of weeks. Nicholas Anelka, who's been Wright's stand-in for the last 11 games, is rested tonight. His place goes to another young striker, Christopher Ray, the Liberian international, who starts a Premiership game for the first time.
Yes, I'm talking to Joe Kinnear, Alan. He was hoping that with Arsenal's busy schedule that they may rest one or two players tonight, but as you can see there, apart from the fact that Ian Wright is missing with injury, it's their full-strength side. Up front, you mentioned Ray will play. He's also a player with great pace, and it's a typical Arsenal 4-4-2 formation with Keown at the back, currently in outstanding form. You'd expect Keown and Adams to form a very tough defensive partnership at the back.
Well, floodlight failure when the game was first played in December. A bomb scare tonight. Wimbledon against Arsenal seems to be a fated fixture. And when we eventually get a result between these two, I wonder how important it will be in influencing things at the top and bottom of the Premiership table. Very difficult for the players, the Wimbledon players. In fact, we're out an hour or so before what is now going to be the kick-off time, led by Vinnie Jones, of course. The Arsenal lads delayed their warm-up until a more appropriate time in view of the delay. But we're ready for action at long last here at Selhurst Park. The crowd have been very patient, tribute to them. A few boos when it was announced, but they understand the reasons and how important they were. Well, at this stage of the season, you could say every game is vital, but for Wimbledon and Arsenal, this really is a crucial night. Wimbledon have slid dangerously close to the relegation places. Arsenal know they can't afford a slip-up as they pursue Manchester United at the top. We'll have the whole match live.
We're live at Selhurst Park tonight, Wimbledon against Arsenal. We are also keeping an eye, of course, on the champions at Upton Park, where they trail to a Trevor Sinclair goal. Half-time approaching, and West Ham have just hit the post. A tremendous save from Peter Schmeichel. The Hammers remain 1-up. So, Arsenal, what a start to the evening for them after a delayed kick-off here. It's game on. Match commentators Trevor Francis and Alan Parry.
Thank you, Richard. And Wimbledon, who start the match in 15th place in the table, but have games in hand on all 5 clubs below them, will get this long delayed match underway against an Arsenal team currently third, 11 points behind the leaders Manchester United. But even after tonight's game, they will still have 3 matches in hand on United, and of course they go to Old Trafford on Saturday morning. Thatcher with the first long ball aimed at the new attacking partnership of Lieburn and Jason Newell. They've been in good form since they came together fairly recently, but they're up against two of the best central defenders in the business tonight, in Martin Keown and Tony Adams. Vinnie Jones giving Winterburn, a former Wimbledon man, of course, an early test. Overmars comes to help. And Michael Hughes wins it back. He's been in really excellent form since he signed from West Ham in September, but that's not the best ball he's played. Straight to Overmars. Got through the challenge from Andy Roberts. Lots of Premiership action tonight, and I understand that the manager, Gianluca Vialli, has got another goal for Chelsea, his second of the game, Chelsea's third. They lead the bottom club Crystal Palace 3-1 now, just before half-time there.
Alan, the half-an-hour delay obviously adds to the pressure to the players, but let's not forget the referee tonight, Dermot Gallagher. After his ban, I'm sure that he's a little nervous. A little bit of pressure on him tonight also.
Yes, I must say a decision with which I wholeheartedly disagreed, sending out the wrong signal to referees about the requirements when it comes to yellow and red cards.
Well, that will surprise referees up and down the country, Alan, won't it?
And it's going to get harder as well with the new laws about to be implemented about tackles from behind. I think games are going to be decided on the number of players left on the pitch soon. It's half-time, incidentally, at Upton Park. West Ham leading Manchester United by 1-0. Hughes turning it forward, and away by Martin Keown, who will surely come into Glenn Hoddle's thoughts when he picks the England squad for the Switzerland game. Arsenal with only one defeat in their last 17 league and cup matches. That was in the Coca-Cola semi-final at Chelsea. First long throw here for the Wimbledon captain Vinnie Jones. Lieburn on the near post. It goes in short to Hughes, and not the best worked set piece that Wimbledon have produced. Christopher Ray preferred to Nicolas Anelka as partner to Bergkamp tonight. Quick, lively, just 22. He comes from Liberia in West Africa, and he was signed by one of Arsene Wenger's, or from rather, one of Arsene Wenger's former clubs, Monaco, at the start of this season. Winterburn's clearance. Cunningham getting it down the line to Hughes, whose control, unusually for him, was poor. Wimbledon with just 2 wins in their last 9 Premiership matches. In that period, they've only taken 10 points out of a possible 27, and that has set a few alarm bells ringing. But those matches in hand, they feel, will enable them to get away from danger.
It's a good start this by Wimbledon. They do what they're good at, continually putting the ball in behind the back four of Arsenal, making the central defenders turn whenever possible, forcing them to concede throw-ins, corners. But Wimbledon is so dangerous. The last throw-in from Vinnie Jones with a short one. I'm sure this time he'll look for the head of Lieburn.
Lieburn coming towards the edge of the box. Behind him on the 6-yard line is Ewell, and it almost reached him, and Dixon's attempted clearance keeps Arsenal in trouble here. Cunningham couldn't turn the ball back into the goal mouth.
Well, that's what we've come to expect over the years. A long throw from Vinnie Jones. Arsenal don't deal with it well. It's a bad header from Dixon. Cunningham onto it. Can't quite keep it in play.
Blackwell's going to win most of the headers, I suspect, against Christopher Ray. He's not the biggest of strikers. Good goalkeeping there. The crowd trying to claim that Neil Sullivan carried the ball out of the box, but neither referee nor linesman, who was on the far side, have signalled.
No, I don't think he was even close.
Here's Petit. Overmars. Parler and Dixon down the right. And combining well. Ray gets it in early to Bergkamp. Lovely little turn by Bergkamp, but no sting in the shot. And Thatcher's clearance has gone straight back to Lee Dixon, who finds Parler again. Vieira well placed, and just inches away from making contact. Overmars. Here's Winterman. The linesman had flagged for an offside decision, so even if that had found the net, it wouldn't have counted.
Excellent attack this from Arsenal. I'm surprised there weren't appeals for a penalty here. Or was that a foul? Certainly Vieira seemed to be pushed by Cunningham. There weren't too many appeals from the Arsenal players. Good shot this from Winterburn. Sullivan can't quite hold it, but I think Ray is given offside.
Well, Patrick Vieira hasn't found himself in goal-scoring positions too often in his Arsenal career. In fact, the only goal he's ever scored for them was a very important one in that 3-2 victory against Manchester United at Highbury earlier in the season. And such were his celebrations, he injured himself and missed the next couple of games. There he is, winning a tackle. And Lee Dixon brings the ball out. He and Parler have got a telepathic understanding down that right-hand side for Arsenal. And it goes in early. Perry couldn't keep it away from Bergkamp. Now Thatcher.
Alan, that's an era where Arsenal, I think, make a little bit of success tonight on their right-hand side, with Michael Hughes playing on the right-hand side here, and Neil Ardley playing very, very narrow on the left-hand side. Lee Dixon doesn't have anyone to defend against. If they can get the ball out to him, it could be a problem for Wimbledon.
And Arsenal almost had a problem there, and a good swinging cross by Roberts, almost picking out Carl Winburn.
Yeah, I think Manninger was a little bit fortunate here. He comes for it, doesn't quite get it right. And there you see, he's very, very fortunate to get away with it.
This is 11th game in a row now as replacement for David Seaman, who is almost back to full fitness again, though Manninger has played increasingly well in those matches.
Yes, I don't think he left that purposely, Alan. I think he just misjudged it.
Jason Newell turning it back to Roberts. Good challenge by Vieira. And Ardley wins the throw for Wimbledon, who are 11 points worse off than they were at this stage last season when they finished 8th. And remember, reached semi-finals in both the Coca-Cola and FA Cups. Now they're under pressure again here as Ewell goes forward. Didn't really get any power on the shot, but not the most impressive handling by Manninger.
Well, if that had gone in, that would have been an assist to Dermot Gallagher, because that ball struck him straight in the head and came back to Wimbledon player. A little bit of good fortune.
And a space for Bergkamp here. Tried the deliberate chip, came off Cunningham to Parler. Now Dixon. And again, those two combine well. Dixon doing well against the goalkeeper, who had to come for that and took player and ball in one movement.
Well, once again, there were 1 or 2 appeals for a penalty. It looked to me as if Ardley had a little nudge on Dixon.
Here's Ewell at the other end, picking out Hughes. 4 men forward in this attack. Well, it's a good, open, lively start here, despite the long delay. Hughes again for Wimbledon. Looking for Lieburn in the centre, away by Adams. And Vieira giving it away on the edge of his own box. Here's Hughes. Petit with the interception. Good early ball for Overmars. Ray to his left, Parler arriving on the right. Here's Ray, but just too far ahead of him.
Oh, the idea was right, wasn't it? But the delivery just slightly overhit. But you're right about the openness of this game, Alan. I just wonder, you know, if the results of the other 2 teams that we spoke about, Barnsley winning, Man United losing, has had an effect on these 2 teams. Whether they feel both of them have got to go out and win this game, it certainly looks like it at this moment. They're both gone all out for the early goal.
Yes, those still later scores, of course, in those other Premiership matches, but the players have heard those scores.
This is the little nudge. Well, There certainly was a little nudge, but not sufficiently strong enough for Mr. Gallagher to give a penalty.
Arsenal know what to expect here. Lieberg got the flick on. Winterburn with an athletic clearance. Turned back in by Cunningham. He's there again, Lieberg. And Ewell did well here, the youngster, but the referee deciding, I think, that he used his arm there. Certainly it's Arsenal's free kick.
Yes, he just turned Keown. Referee spots it there, you see a little push, just trying to get possession of the ball, which he does do. But the referee was on hand to give a free kick to Arsenal.
21 only last month, Jason Ewell, and has scored 4 goals in the last 6 games. And here he is again. Keown takes it off him. Petit for Arsenal. Well, the intention was right. Again, the delivery just a little too strong. Arsenal 8 Premiership matches without defeat. 18 out of the last 24 points has carried them into a genuinely challenging position for the Championship. Bergkamp. Parler continues his run. Bray is in the centre and he's picked him out beautifully. And Sullivan came and cleaned up nicely there for Wimbledon.
Another good Arsenal attack. That's the danger area for Wimbledon on the right-hand side. It was a glorious ball from Bergkamp, picking out Ray.
Hardly dispossessed by Vieira, who was clattered as the ball was played away. The culprit, Roberts. I'm surprised as anyone when he made that move. Well, it wasn't really a move, was it? From Palace to Wimbledon. And now one of 3 former Millwall teammates in this present Wimbledon team. Kenny Cunningham and Ben Thatcher, the other 2. Bergkamp taken off him by Blackwell. Hughes looking for a bit of movement up front, but Arsenal defend so well. He had to lay it off to Thatcher. Ewell. Keown takes over. Bergkamp, Vieira. Good skills from those 2. Lovely little touch again by Bergkamp, and now he finds Ray. Oh, the backheeler to Winterburn. Superb build-up. Great football from Arsenal.
Certainly was. Bergkamp, as you would expect, involved. Lovely little interplay between Bergkamp and Vieira. This is a great ball to Ray. And he shows good technique here and good vision into the path of Winterburn. He'll be slightly disappointed. 18 yards or less than that. Should at least make Sullivan have to make a save. That's his second shot of the game. He's certainly getting in. Always looking for the overlap, giving good support to the front players.
Now back defending. Scored just once this season. He's normally a 1-goal-a-season man as well. This is Hughes. Jones is unmarked on the edge of the box, but he can't find the room to pick him out as yet. And Cunningham whips it in towards Ewell. Header away was by Patrick Vieira. Good ball, Petit to Dixon. Parler pointing to where he wants it. Still, it was a great ball to pick out Bergkamp, who was fouled by Cunningham.
Lovely skill, wasn't it, from Bergkamp?
And they've gone on with it very quickly. What's a great effort! Oh, offside. It won't count. Ray's celebrations cut short. But what an effort by Dennis Bergkamp.
Well, the shot was worth a go, wasn't it? Completely deceived Sullivan. Great execution. So unlucky, doesn't go in the first attempt.
Fairly straightforward decision for the linesman, but what a superb piece of skill by the Dutchman, who scored his 18th goal of the season in the FA Cup match against West Ham on Sunday. In fact, he's now averaging a goal every other game in just over 100 appearances for Arsenal. When you consider he's not a sort of out-and-out striker in the accepted sense, that's some record, isn't it?
It certainly is. He's been a big player, hasn't he, for Arsenal? Him and Ian Wright have formed a terrific partnership. But certainly Christopher Wray, this man here, has started lively tonight. Doesn't look too dissimilar, does he, to Ian Wright?
Ian Wright, who is ready, he feels, wanted to be part of the action tonight, but Arsene Wenger telling him to be a bit more patient and talking about his return within a fortnight.
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere that he had a setback in training this morning.
Yes, there was a little bit of a problem for him, and that made up Wenger's mind. He had a groin injury to add to his collection of, well, it was a hamstring originally, then a cartilage operation. Vieira, strong. Adams finding Winterburn. Overmars racing forward. Cunningham is with him. He'd rather keep that in.
Well, I can't believe that Christopher Wray didn't anticipate that better. There's only one place that Overmars is going to put that ball, and that's at the near post. When you're running as fast as he is to the byline, he can't possibly put it anywhere else but the near post.
Winterburn's cross picks out Ray. And now Overmars. Sets one up for Dixon. And Parler got in his way. I've been talking about their understanding, but it wasn't very evident then, was it?
So easy, isn't it, to bring Dixon into the game? He's completely free on that right-hand side. You saw Overmars there being closed down, but he knew where the outlet was. He's aware, like the rest of the Arsenal players, that if they want to get out that right-hand side, Lee Dixon is always available. Just takes the bobble, actually, just before he goes to strike it. There you see quite clearly raises his hand, gives away the free kick.
Dixon's testimonial season, this. Now Ewell for Wimbledon. Hardly with a first-time cross. Lieburn strong in the air as ever. Ball kicked by Manninger. He's certainly got a lot of qualities, but I think his distribution might be something that Bob Wilson, the Arsenal goalkeeping coach, will be working on. Here's Ray using his pace here against Blackwell. Ray again. Parler to Dixon. This is Patrick Vieira. Perry's clearance. Keown winning it back. Now Dennis Bergkamp. Ray. Well, that's ambitious, but it's good to see such confidence from a player who's only previously appeared in the Premiership as a substitute.
Yes, I'm not so sure that Arsene Wenger will be so happy with this. Great little link-up play with Bergkamp involved again.
But the only game he started, Trevor, was against Birmingham, wasn't it, in the Coca-Cola Cup? That was about 5 months ago now. Do you remember him from that night?
No, I don't remember the result either.
Side here, Ewell.
I remember the result after 90 minutes, 1-1.
You went out anyway, eventually. Petit beating Vinnie Jones in a 50-50. That'll please him. Overmars to Winterburn. Perry anticipates danger so well and got there ahead of Ray. Mark Overmars. sure Adams was too happy about that ball. Winterburn doing really well to pick out Overmars, and space opens up for the shot, but he finds Ray, who finds the net. Arsenal in the lead. Christopher Ray's first goal in the Premiership.
Didn't he take it well? Great set-up play this from Overmars. Starts with Tony Adams, gives it wide for Winterburn. Good little ball. Overmars, good pace, good vision, into the path of Ray, and that's a glorious finish. It's been a very, very bright start by Arsenal, and they fully deserve to be 1-0 ahead.
What a selection by Arsene Wenger. He decided the time was right for Christopher Ray to come in place of Nicholas Anelka, and how right he was. Minutes gone. Christopher Ray's first goal in English football gives Arsenal the lead. And now they've got to defend a Wimbledon free kick. Vinnie Jones has gone forward. Lieven almost got a touch, and had he done so, might well have beaten Manninger.
Yes, he was actually inches away from getting his foot to this.
Big Arsenal contingent inside Selhurst Park tonight. You can probably hear them, and how pleased they are, knowing that West Ham are still leading against Manchester United. Meanwhile, Lee Bowyer has given Leeds United the lead against Blackburn, another of the Championship contenders, of course. Blackburn fourth at the start of play on the same number of points as Arsenal. Petit, if he wins this, Overmars is in, but he's also offside. Third crucial offside decision goes against Arsenal, but I think they were all right.
Well, with Petit's extra little bit of height, he was always going to win this ball. Let's have a look. If Overmars could have delayed his run, was he offside? Well, for me, he was not offside. I think it's Blackwell who plays him onside. He's a good yard onside.
Yes, spot on. The replay proving that the linesman was a little trigger happy then. So was I. Midway through a very lively first half, and Arsenal good value for that lead. And Vieira's clearance has got Ray racing forward again to close down Neil Sullivan. Ewell. Dixon's interception, and Vinnie Jones is lying injured at the moment, just inside the Wimbledon half. Just picked himself up now.
Well, prior to the game, Alan, the question was put to Arsene Wenger whether he felt that the championship had already been won by Manchester United. And after 23 minutes here, you've seen the answer. This is an excellent opening start for Arsenal. They've come out of the traps very, very fast. They've been inventive with their play. They've looked strong at the back. In midfield, Vieira and Petit have bossed the centre of midfield. And up front, Ray, Overmars and Bergkamp have been excellent. And that's an excellent finish too. Perry was never going to get near Overmars, but he shows great vision, knew exactly where his teammate was, Christopher Ray. Put it on the plate and he made no mistake. Little side foot finish, coolly placed in the corner net.
Yeah, they always say the best strikers pass the ball into the back of the net, and that's what he did then. Huge kick there by Manninger. Jones only giving it to Ray, who's there again, and confident enough to try another shot. Now Overmars. Well blocked. Jones in the thick of battle as ever. Parler. They really have started brightly here, Arsenal. Winterburn. Looking for Bergkamp. And Parler picks up the pieces. Good effort, fine save as well by Sullivan.
Great shot this from Parler, good save from Sullivan. Well, certainly at this moment, Wimbledon have got to dig deep because they're hanging on at the moment. They don't want to go too behind. But they need to call on all their resources at the moment to stay in this game, because this really is a good spell for Arsenal.
Adams getting to the ball, play to the near post. There's another goal up at Ellen Road where Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has made it Leeds 2, Blackburn 0. Leeds in 7th position at the start of play. Well, what about that 8 goal attempts already by Arsenal, with 20 minutes of the first half still remaining. Wimbledon have a free kick, and they have a problem because scoring goals for Wimbledon has been a headache all season. Just 14 in 13 Premiership matches here at Selhurst Park this season. Leburn beaten to it, but the ball still in a dangerous position. Roberts' shot, and a good effort by Ewell. You might argue that he should have hit the target from there, but it was going with real power that.
Yeah, all you can ask really is for him to hit the target. It's not a bad chance, this, you know.
He's actually scored 8 goals in the 12 games he's started for Wimbledon this season, and he's top scorer. Jones, this is Thatcher. Ewell again. Untidy but effective defending by Arsenal. Not the best kick there by Sullivan. A little fortunate it found Ardley. Now on to Ewell. Dixon's given it away to the Wimbledon man. Leburn in the middle. Hughes also arriving, but the attack fizzles out. And yet another goal for Leeds. 3-0 now. Alf-Inge Haaland in 56 minutes. And, well, if it carries on at that rate, one of the outsiders, should we say, for the Championship are going to have a real setback, Blackburn Rovers.
So in this season, wasn't it? At Ewood Park, it was quite an eventful game. Plenty of goals. Blackburn against Leeds, and it's similar tonight.
They're frequently involved in high-scoring games, Blackburn, this season. There's Vieira finding Parler, and those two combine again. 3 in the box here for Arsenal. And Vieira tried the shot, which seemed to hit somebody en route, but it's a goal kick anyway.
Yes, I'm not so sure that was the right selection from Vieira. Certainly 3 of his colleagues waited in the penalty box.
Vieira winning the header. Blackwell and now Thatcher for Wimbledon.
They've got such size, haven't they, in the centre of that midfield. Arsenal, Petit and Vieira, both 6 foot plus. All the goal kicks, they go straight back towards the Wimbledon back 4, because almost every ball is won by those 2 central midfielders.
Ewell turning it forward for Leburn. That should be routine for Adams. He could have done with a bit more help from the goalkeeper there, you feel. Now Neil Ardley.
Well, I think Adams was hoping, wasn't he, that the ball was going to run through to Manninger. He didn't quite have enough pace. He just held up.
Over Bergkamp's head. Well, Cunningham gives it back to the Dutchman. And now here's the other Holland international, Mark Overmars. Petit. Ray, clever little ball. Perry read it well. Vieira using his strength. And Keown likewise against Ewell on the halfway line. Well, Petit does a really good job at the heart of that Arsenal midfield. A very skillful player with a lot of strength as well. And he got them out of danger then. Here's Christopher Ray. Parler. Overmars has asked for the early ball, but not accurate enough to find it. Hughes with the clearance. Lieberman will chase for all he's worth here, but it's easy for Manninger. And Bergkamp almost causing a problem there for Dean Blackwell. Long ball by Jones, has caught Lieberman in an offside position. But I'm sure you hardly need reminding of the next big fixture in the Premiership, which you can see live here on Sky Sports. Manchester United against Arsenal. That, remember, is on Saturday morning on Sky Sports 1, and our programme begins at 10:30. And another big night of boxing coming up on Saturday, March the 28th. That's Lennox Lewis defending his heavyweight championship against Shannon Briggs. A special event this on Sky Box Office. For more information, call that number 0990 800 888. Roberts to Thatcher. And again, Roberts this time. Difficult ball for Lieberman, and Vieira nipping in to win it back. Good luck and bad luck really on the disciplinary front for him this week. He won't be facing a one-match ban. Paul Durkin admitting he wrongly booked him, Vieira, against West Ham in the league game, but the FA want to apparently see a video of the incident at the end of the cup tie between the two on Sunday. Oh, mistake there by Manning. It's going to cost him. And it only costs him a moment of embarrassment rather than a goal.
Well, his kick in the opening half an hour, Alan's been a little bit suspect. You can see there the player was getting closer and closer as he attempted to kick this ball. It's no surprise when he charges it down. I thought it was going straight back into his net. He certainly got lucky there, Manninger.
Here's Ewell again, who might have had one of the luckiest goals of the season credited to his name then. Overmars finding Bergkamp. Petit. Vieira giving away to Jones, who in turn presents it back to Arsenal, and they eventually sort themselves out. Winterburn. Bergkamp's onside. Cunningham had a little tug at him. He's got away with that, but will he get away without conceding the goal? Yes. Wimbledon straight on the counter with Ardley.
Once again, good play from Bergkamp. Whenever he's in that one-on-one situation in the box, he always waits for the moment, just moves the ball, finds himself a yard, and then gets the shot in. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it's a little bit too straight and central, and not a problem to Sullivan.
Disappointing control there by Jason Ewell. He acknowledges his error. Wimbledon actually have a pretty poor record in London derby matches. In fact, they've only won one of the last 10 against other teams from the capital, and that ironically was against Crystal Palace, their landlords. Arsenal, on the other hand, have a fabulous record against fellow London teams, which is just as well as this is their 10th successive game in the capital. Ten minutes to half-time. A half that's been dominated really by Arsenal, but still only that one goal to show. Good link up there between Liburn and Thatcher. Came off Parlour, and that's a throw which can often be almost as useful as a corner. Quincy Jones takes it.
We don't have that many big players in though, do they, Alan, at the moment, apart from Liburn. Muir's the next biggest, but he's only 5'11". And there you see Vieira doing a great screening job at the near post. He's always putting himself just in front of Liburn.
I hear news from Upton Park that Manchester United have equalised now against West Ham. Bergkamp. Now, was he tripped there by Thatcher? The referee decides not.
And I think Mr. Gallagher was quite correct. Little stumble from Bergkamp, but certainly wasn't any contact from a Wimbledon player.
There's Michael Hughes turning it back to Cunningham. They've got plenty in the box here, Wimbledon, if the cross is good. Jones turns it in again. Vieira, Thatcher with the shot. It's a goal kick.
You mentioned Vieira, Alan. He's taken up some great positions. He's the more defensive of the two, him and Petit.
Just to interrupt there, Trevor, we're seeing here the Manchester United equaliser. Excellent goal scored by Paul Scholes to bring it to West Ham 1, Manchester United 1. Sorry, you were saying?
No, I'd finished. I was just praising Vieira's positional sense. He's the more defensive of the two central midfield players. Takes up a great position, always in front of the two central defenders, Keown and Adams. Does a great screening job for them.
Arsenal got Ray just picking himself up from a crack in the face, I think. The goal scorer. Overmars, tricky ball that for Adams, who dealt with it with his typical determination and strength. Now Hughes. Cunningham. Hardly with a header on. And Vieira in the right place again.
He is, he reads it so well.
Fouled by Roberts.
That's not luck, Alan, that he's in the right place all the time. That's great awareness, good positional sense.
Adams stepping in to win it back. Dixon finding Bergkamp, lovely layoff. Vieira, lovely movement. Crisp passing again by Arsenal. Parlour. And Arsenal get the free kick here. They want to take it quickly, but it wasn't really on. Real height in the penalty area for Arsenal either on this occasion. Vieira hanging back, but Petit still won the header. Good defending again by Tony Adams. There's Winterburn. Petit skipped inside Roberts. Good skill. And finds Overmars. Oh, lovely. Ray. And back it goes to him from Petit. Bergkamp in the box, so is Parlour. Overmars on the edge. Petit. Well, he had about 3 excellent efforts against West Ham in the cup tie on Sunday. He is still, however, awaiting his first Arsenal goal, and unlucky again there, Emmanuel Petit. Now Dixon trying to set one up for Vieira.
Alan, this first half performance from Arsenal was as good as I've seen from any Premiership team this season. They really are outstanding.
And they have a corner.
Especially when you consider they're playing away from home. I think the stats would make good reading. They've had so many attempts at goal. Here's another one from Petit.
Five minutes to half-time. And another Arsenal corner. Only their second, but in terms of goal attempts, they're well ahead here. Vieira tries another goal attempt. This one just inches wide.
Well, that was an excellent goal-scoring opportunity. The two big Frenchmen involved. Petit in swinging corner with his left foot. Vieira totally unmarked. Free header. Should have scored. Well, there you can see, already into double figures. 41 minutes played, 12 attempts at goal, 4 on target. Brilliant opening 45 minutes this is for Arsenal.
At the moment, I would imagine Joe Kinnear will be thinking, thank goodness we've only conceded 1 in that first half. At least that keeps us still in it. Hughes finding Cunningham, looking for Ewell. Manningham made a good safe catch this time, bowls it out to Dixon. Overmars, although I don't think you'll ever find him from there, is totally unmarked on this near side of the field.
Yes, you're not wrong there, and I think Joe Kinnear would be glad to hear the half-time whistle. Not so though Arsene Wenger. He may be slightly disappointed that after this first half performance, only going in 1 goal ahead. Although we still have another 3 minutes, still time to get the second. Certainly it's been all Arsenal.
And in his own quiet, understated way, he really has done an excellent job in his, 18 months now at Arsenal. Arsene Wenger. And Vieira carrying them forward again here. Overmars, Bergkamp far edge. Sullivan saved it, then lost it. And got away with it. Winterberg. Overmars. Lieber. Here's Hughes. This is Thatcher. Hardly making the run, but followed all the way by Dixon. And his clearance has Blackwell backpedaling. Here's Vinnie Jones. Good challenge by Petit.
Yes, it was. He lost the first challenge to Vinnie Jones in the air. He was very quick to get in the tackle to win the second challenge.
Well, Sullivan getting away with that mishandling. But he has made a couple of decent stops as well in this first half. And Arsenal will be wondering how they're going in at half-time, if they do anyway. Only leading 1-0. Overmars for that.
That was quite a clever ball, that, from Overmars. Parlour put his hands on his head because he didn't quite read it. He thought he was possibly going to be offside, didn't make any attempt. I think if he had gone for it, he may possibly have got there.
Oh, great touch there. Bergkamp to Overmars. Foul by Perry. Free kick, and we all know who's likely to step up and take this. This time Perry's going to be yellow carded.
Well, Wimbledon have been second best, haven't they, all over in this first half. The pace of Overmars has caused them plenty of problems. If he's kept wide, it's been a constant threat to Cunningham. On this occasion, he comes in a more central role, goes past Perry. He brings him down and gives Bergkamp a chance to get the second goal for Arsenal from this free kick.
Sullivan knows what to expect, but can he do anything about it? Well, he didn't have to. Straight into the wall on this occasion. Now Overmars. T. Well, it looked like another foul, but play goes on with Overmars in possession. Bergkamp hit that with real pace, power and accuracy. Sullivan right behind it. And that, in fact, is the final moment of a half which will always be remembered by this young man, Christopher Wray, for his first goal in English football. And what a brilliant move it was by Arsenal. Excellent finish. And with the news from Upton Park as well, that at that stage anyway, West Ham were leading Manchester United, though it's been pulled back to 1-1. You can see the action from there right after the break. Arsenal, however, here at Selhurst Park go off well deserving their 1-0 lead. It's Wimbledon 0, Arsenal 1.
And Arsenal here at Selhurst Park. The Gunners leading by a goal to nil. We're in the company of Alan Smith and Robbie Earle. We'll talk in a moment. First, tonight's latest scores. Big night, as I said. Barnsley still leading at Aston Villa with that Ashley Ward goal. Chelsea were a goal down to Palace but lead 3-1. It's 3-0 leads now against Blackburn Rovers, and West Ham United 1, Manchester United 1. In Division 1, Middlesbrough 5, Swindon 0. And these are the two goals from Upton Park. West Ham United in front with a goal from Trevor Sinclair. Just the start that West Ham United wanted, Alan, not that Manchester United wanted.
No, United were all over the place early on there. They'd had some chances before that goal, West Ham, but it came as no surprise. The defence really were.
And they led for a long time as well.
Yeah, you felt that United, once they'd gone behind, they would step it up a little bit. But we had to wait quite a long time for the goal.
Well, Paul Scholes off the substitutes bench, eventually found a way back for Manchester United. They say he's the best finisher at Old Trafford, Robbie, and with goals like that you can see why, can't you?
Yeah, he's established himself in the side now, and you know, when he gets up against keepers, he's got that composure just to clip balls over them, and it's a great finish under a little bit of pressure there.
1-1, and it remains 1-1 at Upton Park. Here at Selhurst Park, Wimbledon and Arsenal. Terrific half for Arsenal, 15 attempts, 6 on target, scored with 1 of them. Christopher Wray. Wimbledon, 3 attempts, 1 on target. That's not enough, is it?
No, it's disappointing really. In forward areas we've not done enough.
The one booking, Chris Perrier's half-time approached. But it really has been, and I think these facts bear that out, Alan. Arsenal's half, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Francis said during the first half there that it was one of the finest performances he'd seen from the Premiership side, and Arsenal really came out, and maybe they've been buoyed on by the United result that they heard when they came out. They played some super football. Overmars has run ragged down the left-hand side and created
a major part
numerous
of playing the goal, of course, as well.
Yeah, he's really given them a torrid time on that side, using his pace and skill. The nice thing here was that he'd looked up and he picked out Christopher Wray, and that's a very smart finish. Christopher Wray started the game very lively indeed, and he'd nearly scored before that, and he deserved that goal.
It's not been what we've come to expect from Wimbledon, Robbie. What's missing here?
I don't think we've imposed ourselves on the game enough. We've just tried to contain Arsenal without doing anything in forward areas, and like I say, especially the left-hand side, Winterburn and Overmars, they took us to task quite at every occasion, and we just haven't done enough going forward. We've got to get more support to the front too, as quickly as we can.
And would part of the message now from Joe Kinnear be, hey, Barnsley are winning tonight. If they get 3 points, we're in trouble here.
Yeah, you know, Joe will have a few select words out there, and I'm sure 1 or 2 of the boys will be running out with their ears ringing. We need to do more if we're going to get anything out of the game. The good thing for us, for all the Arsenal possession, they played ever so well, that it's still only 1 goal in it.
Yes, so that means Wimbledon are still in it, of course, doesn't it? 1-0 here at Selhurst Park. It remains 1-1 at Upton Park. That game could have finished when we come back. But more from Selhurst Park in a couple of minutes or so.
This March on Sky Box Office.
Show me the money.
You could win.
And the prize.
Coming up on this week's Saturday Fight Night, Crawford Ashley defends his British light heavyweight title against Monty Wright. That's Saturday Fight Night, 9:30, right here on Sky Sports 1. Right now, it's a big football night. Wimbledon and Arsenal, that's our live game. Arsenal 1-up here against the Dons. Let's go back to Upton Park. A lively finish. Keep your eyes on the centre of the goal. Samasi Abu. How didn't that go in? And at the other end, as we approach the final whistle, with Manchester United pressing for the win. Somebody hit it. Gary Neville did. It is still 1-1 at Upton Park. Alan Smith and Robbie Earle are our guests here tonight. We came into the night, Alan, and you were looking for an Arsenal win here. Manchester United defeated Upton Park. Gunners win on Saturday, and then you said it might be wide open. What about as things stand?
Well, they're not looking too bad for Arsenal at the moment. I thought if those three things happened, that they'd be in with a shout this year. They played very well. They can't do any more than they've done this first half, apart from get some more goals, but some more of the same. Should see them 3 points. But
Robbie, of course, with his mind on the bottom. Wimbledon in real trouble tonight. Robbie, if Barnsley win, they're still 1-up. So this is a big half for the Dons, isn't it?
Yeah, there seems a lot of fight still in Barnsley, and we've got to show some of that spirit out tonight that we're known for over the years, and give the Arsenal defence 1 or 2 problems, because the first half we haven't done enough.
Chelsea 4-1 up. Dennis Wise has scored at Stamford Bridge, and Alf Inge Haaland has scored for Leeds United. It's now Leeds 4, Blackburn 0. 1-0 to the Gunners here. Our match commentators Trevor Francis and Alan Parry.
Thanks, Richard. And as you can see, Wimbledon are going to make a change, and it's the skipper, Vinnie Jones, who's the player who hasn't reappeared for the second half. His place is going to go to Marcus Gale, and quite a landmark in his career. This is his 350th appearance now. Top scorer last season, but he's really struggled to win a regular place this time round. In fact, he's played the full 90 minutes only half a dozen times. They can use him either as another out-and-out striker, or very often effective down the left-hand side. We're not sure whether that's an injury to Jones or a tactical change, but George Gavin can enlighten us. George.
Yes, I can report that the language of gobbledygook has reached the football scene, Alan. From the medical room, the official reason for Vinnie Jones's departure is a hyperextension of the leg whilst falling awkwardly. To translate, that's a knee injury.
Thank you, Dr. Gavin. Poor clearance there by Sullivan. Keeps Wimbledon on the back foot straight away here. Bergkamp finding Parler. A lovely little chip ball back for Dixon. And it turns to Petit, and he still hasn't got that goal. Adams winning it back.
Well, the second half started exactly as the first half finished, with Arsenal very, very dominant. Another goal-scoring opportunity, well worked from Lee Dixon. Good save again from Sullivan. We've said that on many occasions in the first half. You certainly kept Wimbledon in the game at 1-0. This is the ball from Parler, lovely little ball in behind Thatcher for Dixon. He posed it back to Petit. Good strike, good save.
It's his 32nd appearance for Arsenal, and despite all those good efforts, still hasn't managed a goal. Crystal Palace have pulled one back there with only 3 minutes to go at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 4, Palace 2. But the landlord's not doing very well, and nor are the tenants here at Selhurst Park at the moment. And I'm sure, Trevor, you'll be interested to hear that Middlesbrough have got a 6th goal now, 6-0 against Swindon, still playing there. And Wimbledon have a corner.
Yes, the introduction of Marcus Gale, a little bit more aerial power for Wimbledon.
Perry won the header. Incidentally, we've had the final whistle now at Upton Park, and the final score: West Ham United 1, Manchester United 1. And that will give a glimmer of hope to Arsene Wenger and the rest, chasing United at the top. Meanwhile, at Stamford Bridge, another goal. Flo scoring in the 89th minute to make it 5-2 now to the home side. Chelsea, remember, 5th at the start of play. And Palace rock bottom and looking in real danger now. Hughes trying to get one outside to Cunningham, and not a bad ball in, and that was an opportunity certainly for Jason Newell. It's a corner.
Well, that's better from Wimbledon. It's the first time they've got around the back of Arsenal. Good little ball in from Cunningham. Can't quite say that's a corner. Seemed to come off Newell, but Dermot Gallagher's given it. Another chance of Wimbledon.
And the aerial power of Marcus Gale added to the mix now. Almost reached him as well on the near post. Thatcher turning it back in. Gale is there to win the header. Cunningham. And this is a little better from Wimbledon. Certainly Joe Kinnear not reluctant if things need to be said in the dressing room at half-time. Well, maybe he stirred them up here. Keown's clearance saves Arsenal from a difficult situation. But what a counter-attack this is, however, Ray's given it away. Good defending by Thatcher.
Yes, with the introduction of Marcus Gale, doesn't do them any favours defensively, of course, but in an attacking aspect, they can apply a little bit more pressure on the Arsenal back four. Gale taken up a left-sided midfield position, Ardley going to the centre alongside Roberts, and Hughes continues on the right-hand side of the midfield.
Here's Ray. Good ball. Bergkamp. Two defenders around him. He's still got the shot in.
Well, Sullivan's complaining to the linesman that Bergkamp was offside, but you can see there he must be 5 to 6 yards onside. There he is having a shout at the linesman. The linesman's got it right.
And Arsenal certainly have got it right so far tonight. Of their 11 matches remaining after this, 6 of them are away, and that does include visits to Manchester United, Liverpool and Blackburn, so things very much in their own hands. Another one for Flo. That's 2 in the last couple of minutes. Chelsea 6, Crystal Palace 2. Overmars tried to find Vieira. The interception was by Roberts. It's not a bad ball. Newell finding Gale. Survived the 2 challenges. But now Parler has possession for Arsenal. Bergkamp won't let Blackwell settle on that one. Hardly gets it back here to Winterburn. The best clearance, though, by the former Wimbledon man. Hughes. Clever little ball. It was well read by Tony Adams. Lovely control there by Ray. Perry looking for Lieberman. Carl Lieberman again against Tony Adams this time. The cross deep towards Gale.
Well, I think in the first half, Lee Dixon was nudged in the box. I think on that occasion, it was Dixon pushing Gale. That was quite clearly a push in the back. Gale was always favourite. He's got an extra 3 or 4 inches in height, and I think Lee Dixon is fully aware of that. There you see the push, but that is quite blatant, isn't it?
And strangely no appeal really from any of the Wimbledon players. Lee Dixon got away with it. Thatcher against Ray, and the Arsenal man wins the battle. Overmars and now Petit arriving in the box. Roberts did well there. That was a challenge he had to win against Petit. Here's Cunningham. Gale comes to Roberts. That's a very good shot and a fine save by Manninger. Even caught it just to rub salt in the wound.
Well, that was spectacular play, wasn't it? A great half volley that was from Roberts, and what a spectacular save from Manninger.
Well, almost a debut goal for Andy Roberts, who hasn't scored for about 10 months now. Well, that just shows you what a thin dividing line there is in this game. For all Arsenal's excellent efforts in the first half and their excellent football, their lead could have been wiped out in that moment. Manninger has kept a clean sheet in his last 4 Premiership matches. Forced into conceding the corner.
This is a more spirited reply from Wimbledon in the second half. They're asking 1 or 2 questions now, the Arsenal back 4. That didn't happen in the first half.
Hughes, the tee takes it from him. He's had an excellent game tonight. Good ball for Ray. Parler thundering down the right in support. And Ray goes into the open space. Intelligent running by him. And Parler, a lovely move again by Arsenal.
Good play once again, a quick, swift break from Arsenal. Good support from Ray. He looks up, knows exactly where Parler is. Can't quite direct his header at target.
A change is being made, a second already by Arsenal, by Wimbledon rather here, and Thatcher has a bit of a thigh injury, I gather.
And he's not having the best of luck tonight, is he? Joe Kinnear already beset with plenty of injury problems, especially in forward areas. Cuckoo, one of his most important strikers, missing. Robbie Earle missing. And now he's had to take off Vinnie Jones. And also Ben Thatcher.
Alan Kimball, his replacement, will slot very easily, of course, into that position when Thatcher was out with an ankle injury early in the season. He played a lot of games in that position. He's had an injury himself of late and then couldn't regain his place from Thatcher. Been a much better 10 minutes in this second half for the home team. They've only managed 4 wins in their 13 league games here at Selhurst Park this season, Wimbledon. Only the bottom club and their landlords, Crystal Palace, have a worse home record. Dixon, again looking for one over the top to Parler. Kimball gets his first touch. Could have gone out. Arsenal's throw.
You get the feeling on this second half, the Wimbledon back 4 have got a tough job on their hands. In front of them in the wide areas, Marcus Gale and Michael Hughes aren't giving them a lot of protection. The only real protection is coming from the centre of midfield, Roberts and Ardley. I certainly feel there are more goals in this. I think Wimbledon do well to keep it at 1.
Ardley appealing about something or other there to referee Gallagher. Arsenal so consistent, of course. They've only lost 4 of their 26 league games before tonight. Fewer defeats even than Manchester United. And indeed, along with Notts County, the best record in all 4 divisions. But I think they will regard anything less than 3 points as a setback tonight. Parler caught offside. Gale with a little flick on. Back in again from Roberts. And a moment's hesitation between Adams and Winterburn. Not too serious. Here's Ray. Good turn. Bergkamp. Overmars. Just got a foot in there, Blackwell. And Sullivan prevents what would have been a corner.
That's the problem when Wimbledon have to defend. They're leaving so many players forward in advanced areas. Gale, Hughes, Mueller, Lieburn all in advanced areas. They're a little bit fortunate to get away with that. Good play again from the two Dutch players. Bergkamp spots a great little run from Overmars.
Bergkamp hits the deck and gets the free kick. Cunningham a little surprised, I think, at that decision.
What is no surprise, the fact that Adams is going forward for this free kick.
The central defender who's holding his position as it goes in towards Adams, who put it perfectly straight back across goal, looking for Ray. Wimbledon defended very well.
Yes, Lieburn was the man detailed to come back, and Mark Adams doesn't do a particularly good job, completely loses him. And I think it's Chris Perry who gets the ball away under pressure from Ray.
Another disappointing kick there by Manninger. Roberts to Ardley. Arsenal haven't lost in the Premiership since Blackburn beat them 3-1 at Highbury back on December the 13th. And they're looking good here with 4 men in this attack. Overmars, Bergkamp to his left. He knew he was there, but Perry stopped the ball reaching it. Now Ardley. Lovely little touch again. Bergkamp to Parler. Blocked by Blackwell. Cunningham has taken over as skipper now, with Vinnie Jones back in the dressing room or the treatment room. Overmars. Did well to come out with a ball from that little scramble. A lovely touch, Christopher Ray. The Arsenal fans have liked what they've seen of him. And here he is again. And just as I say that, of course, he gives it away. And a foul by Vieira. Half an hour to go at Selhurst Park. Wimbledon 0, Arsenal 1. Manchester United having drawn 1-1 at West Ham earlier in the evening. Cunningham did well to pull that one back, and Manninger's save has produced a second miraculous save by him from Gale.
What a save, wasn't it? A double save. Not sure about the first one. Puts it back into play, but that second one is brilliant. Lovely height, though. The header should have come downwards.
Fantastic reaction from the young Austrian there. He might have to again. Hughes drove it straight at him. And he had a bit of luck to go with his undoubted skill. Well, Wimbledon looked like a transformed team in their second half. And Arsenal are going to have to work hard for the points here.
This is the cross from Cunningham. Keeper puts it back in play. Great second save that is.
One of those moments that seems to happen when your team is in trouble.
It's just the perfect height for him, though, wasn't it, for Manninger to save? If the header had been downwards, Alan, I don't think he would have got it.
And he's had some great help, of course, from the likes of David Seaman and John Lukic. And he is some prospect, Alex Manninger, at the age of 20. Aerial tennis. And Roberts with a chance. Good tackle. Parler snapping in. Yeah, against Marcus Gale. But suddenly, this is like the Wimbledon of old.
I was just about to say the same thing. They've pushed 4 players into attacking areas, got plenty of physical strength up there. It really is a throwback to the old Wimbledon days. Full marks to Joe Kinnear. He certainly made a game of it in the second half because it was so one-sided in the first half.
Perry keeps the pressure on. Blackwell. Hardly. Blackwell pushing on from his defensive position.
Yeah, they have to be careful, and they're overcommitted. A lot of players, Wimbledon, that can get caught on the break.
Overmars trying to do just that. Bergkamp to his left. Perry again was magnificent there. Well, the crowd responding to this vastly improved Wimbledon performance in the second half. Roberts coming into the game much more as well. Cunningham. Winterburn's interception. Well, that's good play again from Bergkamp. Now Overmars looking for Ray in the centre. At the moment, it's Wimbledon calling the tune.
Yes, you're right there, Alan. They've lost their grip a little bit, Arsenal, in the game.
Keown's given it away to Gale. Here's Kimball. Rebound will keep chasing here, and his persistence pays off with a corner. Well, Wimbledon certainly improving. Hardly looking for Gale on that near post. Blackwell got a header in there as well, and somehow or other Keown bicycle kicked the ball clear, but it's going to come back in again from Hughes. Oh, I know they're in the game now, all right, Arsenal. Well, whatever Joe Kinnear said, which I suspect wouldn't have been too polite, it certainly had the desired effect on his players. He and his number 2, David Kemp, have inspired their team to unbelievable improvement, really, when you think what the first half was like. But they're still a goal down. And Winterburn's missed kick has given the ball back to Wimbledon. That was close. Hughes almost testing Manninger from a long way out. Kimball pumps another one in. Hardly with a shot, well blocked by Keown.
Great defending that was from Keown. He literally threw his body at that to block the shot from Ardley.
But now it's Arsenal looking dangerous with Parler and Bergkamp. And now Overmars against Cunningham. Well, Overmars lost Cunningham brilliantly then, and Cunningham's interception means it's an Arsenal corner.
Oh, a little bit of respite for Arsenal. They've won themselves a corner. Not too many players venturing forward. Wimbledon have kept 3 up, that's the reason why.
And who would have believed we'd be using the phrase respite for Arsenal after that first half?
Very few in the attacking box there.
Hughes, an intelligent layoff. Hardly plays it on early to Ewell. Keown first to it again.
This is where Winterburn slips. Lets in Michael Hughes. Good cross, deep to the far post. But Keown once again in the right place at the right moment. He's been very, very solid along with Adams at the heart of the Arsenal defence.
Almost did himself a lot of damage there against the corner flag. Happily he's all right.
Actually thought he went over the top there to the corner flag.
That'll be banned by FIFA soon as well. Everything else is. Whoops-a-daisy. Sullivan has given it straight to Ray. Can he finish? Or can Bergkamp? What a challenge by Perry. A goal-saving tackle, and it certainly saved something else. A red face for Neil Sullivan. How did Arsenal not get a second?
Well, they certainly wrote their luck there, but they deserve a little bit of luck, Alan, for the way they've come out in the second half. They've been so positive. They've sent players in the forward areas. Good vision once again from Ray. Could Bergkamp win it first time? He delays it. It gives Perry to get that block in. A great sliding tackle, because as you can see, that shot from Bergkamp was going in the back of the net.
Well, I just wonder if that could be a turning point in this game. Midway through the second half, Arsenal should have been 2-0 up. Wimbledon have survived, and Keown's mistake has given the home team a corner.
Well, a bigger turning point will be if somebody gets their head on the end of this corner and ends up in the back of the Arsenal net.
6 in the box for Wimbledon.
Poor delivery.
Yes, he got there first, and suddenly Bergkamp can counter-attack again.
Overmars to the ball. Oh, he didn't spot it. Unusual for Dennis Bergkamp not to spot it. Overmars made a great run deep to the left-hand side, but he picked out Ray. Didn't quite get it right.
Adams under pressure here. And under pressure is certainly the phrase to use about Wimbledon's second half performance. Adams feels he was pushed in the back.
Well, we feel that's happened about 3 or 4 times in this match, but Mr. Gallagher has given nothing. On this occasion, it was quite clearly a push by Ewell on Adams outside the box. We've seen 2 or 3 inside the box.
And it comes to Gale! Oh! Well, a foul, I think, eventually has been given for the challenge on the goalkeeper, but what a chance again here for Wimbledon.
Brilliant cross, wasn't it? Arsenal in all sorts of trouble. I think it actually takes Gale by surprise, because I think it hits him. Little flick on from Keown, takes Gale by surprise. Manninger, very, very brave, goes down at the feet of Leeburn. Saves the day for Arsenal.
Well, as if they haven't been in a bruising enough encounter tonight, Arsenal go to Old Trafford, no less, on Saturday. You can see that game exclusively live on Sky Sports 1. Manchester United versus Arsenal. What a critical game. Our programme begins on Saturday at 10:30. And then another big night of boxing coming up on Saturday, March the 28th. Lennox Lewis defends his heavyweight championship against Shannon Briggs. A special event on Sky Box Office this. For more information, call 0990 800 888. That's 0990 800 888.
And I've been watching the body language of Arsene Wenger in the last 10 minutes. He's been very, very agitated in that dugout. It looks as if he may be making a substitution. He's certainly not happy with what he's seen, and he's trying to do something about it.
It's a real Jekyll and Hyde game this for Arsenal. Superb in the first half, rather less so in the second. But that is not giving full credit to Wimbledon, whose attitude and application has changed the nature of this game. Well, the Frenchman is going to come on now. Just looking to see which number's being held up. And in fact, it's that of Ray Parler, who's only recently come back into the side after missing 3 matches through injury. And Randy Gard, who's had an injury problem himself, comes on. He hasn't figured in the first team since way back in September now. So they'll presumably use him in a more defensive role than they had used Ray Parler throughout the game. Who's to see? Here's Petit. Winterburn. Ray. And now Overmars. Cunningham winning it back. seems that when every season begins, people predict that Wimbledon are going to have their last season at the top flight. This is their 12th successive season in the top division, and they finished in the top half most of the time. But they recognise that they still need a few points in the bank to be sure this time round. And they're doing their best to get something out of this game at the moment. And there's a typical example as Ewell forces Winterburn into conceding in the end a free kick.
Well, that's great play, isn't it, from Jason Ewell? Almost a lost cause, appeared to be running out of play. Winterburn was happy for it to go out of play, but he showed great resistance to keep that ball back in play. He's won himself and his teammates a free kick.
And Perry and Blackwell have both come forward to join the others around the 6-yard box. And the header back across by Lever has caused a real problem. Gale tried to force it in, and somehow or other, Arsenal survive.
What a great delivery this is from Kimbo. Free header from Leeburn, back across goal. Well, it's bobbing about in there. I think it actually hits the leg of Keown. It's a leg of Keown just past the far post. Expect the same again this time from Kimbo, swinging in towards Leeburn.
Who gets the touch on, back into the mixer again. Langer with a good punch clear. Again, he got a bit lucky with the kick, Sullivan. Well, some cliches really do tell the story, and the old one about game of two halves perfectly describes this match. Cunningham wins it back again. Here's Hughes. 3 in the box for Wimbledon. Corner.
Well, I'm sure Hughes will lead this to Kimbo. His last 2 or 3 deliveries have been excellent. He'll be looking for a similar type of ball, swung in with his left foot. Plenty of big guys in there now. Blackwell's gone in there, Leeburn's there, Ewell's around the keeper.
And manning it again with an excellent punch clear. Here's the number to ring with your vote for tonight's man of the match. It's 0891 111101. 0891 111101. Give us a call now. And Adams beaten to the header. Goal kick. Arsenal want to make a change now. Harry Lewin furiously trying to attract the attention of referee Gallagher as Stephen Hughes is about to come on here. He's had a long run in the team just lately, but was left on the subs bench for the FA Cup tie against West Ham on Sunday, and he will replace Mark Overmars. A like-for-like change there, in the sense that Hughes will slot into that left-hand side.
Yes, I think that Hughes coming on for Overmars will give Arsenal a little bit more resistance in there. They've looked a little bit lightweight in the last 15 minutes, been overpowered by Wimbledon.
A rare spell of interpassing inside the Wimbledon half here for Arsenal. And outside the decision.
Yes, it wasn't against Dennis Bergkamp, it was Stephen Hughes who made an advanced run, tried to get in behind the fullback Cunningham, and I believe it was him who was offside. Let's have a little look. Just offside. Certainly wasn't Bergkamp anyway.
13 minutes to go. You can hardly stress how vital it is for Arsenal to hold on here to this lead. They dropped the point, or 2 points, as it happened in the match at West Ham last Monday, because anything less than a win in their position, chasing Manchester United, has to be seen as dropping points. And Arsene Wenger's been the first to admit that. They can't afford to do the same again tonight. Well, look at how Wimbledon have turned it round. They only had 3 attempts, I think it was, in the first half. 10 this time, although Arsenal still well ahead due to their first half performance on that statistic.
Yes, the majority of Arsenal's attempts in the second half was certainly in the first 10 minutes.
Now Arsenal have shown their resilience in the second half. They showed their ability, certainly in the first. Arsenal get a free kick. And ball by Gale. Vieira. Not the best ball for Hughes. Wimbledon have it back. With Hughes surviving the challenge from Winterburn. But not the second one from Petit. Free kick to Wimbledon.
Good play that from Hughes, trying to go in between Winterburn and Petit, sandwiched, given the free kick, and another opportunity to plant that ball right into the Arsenal penalty box.
And there it goes. Marcus Gale winning the header. Roberts trying to get into the loose ball, which he did, but couldn't get a proper shot in. Aye, aye. Roberts and Dixon having a little fallout.
It's a problem for Arsenal. Marcus Gale's come on and done very, very well. He's positioned himself at that back post on Dixon. And he's certainly got the better of him in the air, as you would expect.
Well, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, on comes another 6-foot-plus striker for Wimbledon with 10 minutes to go. They're going to throw on the 20-year-old Carl Court, who made a sensational start to this season, you might remember, with 6 goals in his first 10 games. He couldn't sustain that and has been rested in recent months. But it's another problem for Arsenal to deal with at the back now.
And I'm just looking to see what Wenger can do about it. Doesn't have much on the bench. I'm sure he'd like to have Steve Bolt on the bench at this moment. I'm sure he'd be on.
Yes, Matthew Upson, I think, is the only defender now. Here's Hughes. One back by Ardley for Wimbledon. And now on to Kimball. Awkward ball there for Adams. Here's Kimball again. Gale. Well, he might have had one slight embarrassment with that kick earlier on, but his handling, manning it tonight, and his general play, distribution of pass, has been very good. Well, normally, Trevor, you would say that any point away from home in the Premiership is a good one, particularly against such difficult opponents as Wimbledon. But I don't know if you'd agree that they really need all 3 here. And maybe Bergkamp is going to provide it. Another great challenge. The second goal-saving tackle made by Chris Perry.
That to be absolutely perfect. Dermot Gallagher looked long and close at it, but it was clean. Bergkamp will be bitterly disappointed. He knows he should get an attempt in a goal there. An international class player with experience shouldn't allow a defender to get back and get a challenge in, but full credit to Chris Perry. It has to be timed perfectly, and that is perfect. Great tackle.
And I tell you what, presumably, he would be sent off for that next season, because that was a tackle from behind, which just proves how ludicrous that new ruling is. Now, Bergkamp. Great skill by him, but couldn't provide the finish. And we tick on towards the 83rd minute.
What was that question about a point away from home, Alan?
Is it a good point or a bad point for Arsenal tonight?
They'll get the 3 points, won't they?
Looking that way now, but Wimbledon never say die. Now then, Petit. Again, Perry steps in. Cunningham. Problem here for Blackwell against the pacey Gray, but he dealt with it very impressively. Taken well on the chest by Court, but then Keown thumping it clear. Six minutes to go. Arsenal know to keep their championship hopes alive, they must hold on here against this late Wimbledon pressure. Manning always looks a little edgy when the ball's played back to him, and has given it away again to Gale. Lucky deflection there for Dixon. Good ball out. Keown to Ray, and now to Hughes. And on it goes to Patrick Vieira. An example of two players not going to give way. Blackwell and Vieira.
Good forward run from Vieira, well spotted from Hughes. The ball didn't quite run for him, but that's the first time in this second half that he's made a forward run. That just tells you about the dominance of Wimbledon in the second half.
Louis Boamorti, another speed merchant, is going to come on here for Arsenal. Christopher Ray will go off to standing ovation from the Arsenal fans. An excellent full Premiership debut for him, crowned by this goal, which could still prove to be the winner, the goal that breathes new life into Arsenal's title challenge. Vieira finding the new man straight away. Well, I think we've seen really both sides of Arsenal's championship calibre tonight. They're excellent football, as you pointed out, Trevor, in the first half, but their resilience and ability to defend well in this second.
They've had no option on. They've really been put under pressure by Wimbledon. Every time that ball has gone forward, they've had four Wimbledon attackers up there, and they've certainly had to head the ball well in this second half. Fortunately, in Adams and Keown, they've got two big headers of the ball. Certainly Winterburn and Dixon have also competed well in their full-back areas.
Still Wimbledon pumped that ball forward with Ardley. Boamorti the outlet now. Time for handball there against Ardley, not been given. Winterburn steps in, brought down without doubt. The referee acknowledged that, but has waved play on because Arsenal have possession. Winterburn is lying injured meantime. Remy Gard. Bergkamp. Oh, it's a good ball, but inevitably Boamorti offside, and Winterburn is still looking in some distress from that earlier challenge. Well, of course, the last thing they need is injuries. With all the fixtures, Arsene Wenger has to see his team crowd in between now and the end of the season.
Yes, and he's also used his three substitutes. The last thing he wants, 3 or 4 minutes to go, depending on injury time, to be down to 10 men.
0891 11 1101 is the telephone number for your vote for man of the match.
I think he's damaged his ankle, but this late challenge from Hughes, straight down the ankle. Got to hope for Winterburn's sake it's not ligament damage. We'll soon see when he starts moving.
Hughes just checking with referee Dermot Gallagher there how long there is to go. Not long. And maybe it is all over for Winterburn, who's limping off. But obviously, if they can force him on, with only a couple of minutes to go and no substitutes available, they'll have to. As Court wins another header. Petit back defending now. Winterburn has just come back on the pitch. Court's there again. Lieber. Kimball. The penalty box here, but Remy Gard made sure the cross never came in.
Yeah, it's good defending that from Gard. He came out very, very quickly to close Kimball down.
Perry did well to help on Sullivan's clearance. Betty. Gard. And a little through ball finds Bergkamp. Into the final minute. There'll be a couple of minutes, I would imagine, of stoppage time. With all the substitutions, apart from anything else. Here's Kimball. Gale. Just played it in ahead of Roberts, but Cunningham retrieves possession. Difficult clearance there. Adams dealt with it well. Now then, a break on for Hughes. Ball Morty to his left.
Oh, he just played it slightly too early, Hughes. Could have delayed it and played Hughes in for a shot on goal.
Which he eventually tried to get, but failed. Goal kick.
Yes, but him playing it early, it took Morty into a wide position. 2-on-1, they should have made better use of that, Arsenal.
Effective clearance by Keown. The ball pumped back into the Wimbledon half. Gard. Bergkamp's peeled away into a great position. Then back to Flambeau Morty. And Blackwell took it off him, but has given it straight to Vieira. Keeping possession has to be the priority for Arsenal now. Petit. Well, Morty couldn't keep possession. However, Arsenal get the throw. Over a minute of stoppage time elapsed. Arsene Wenger's team on the threshold of a very, very important victory here at Selhurst Park, with Manchester United having drawn earlier tonight against West Ham. And with those 3 matches in hand over the champions, and with a visit to Old Trafford on Saturday, you cannot overstate how important victory tonight is going to be for the team from Highbury. Keown doesn't really mind where he puts it now, as long as it's away from danger.
This one's going to go into the penalty box. Danger again for Arsenal.
Kimball launches it. Arsenal clear it. And Bergkamp just the man you want the ball to go to in that situation. Perry's had a really good second half. He's done some excellent things, including those 2 wonderful tackles, which have kept this game alive deep into stoppage time. Dixon finding Bergkamp. Blackwell's there to win it back. And then Ardley turning it on to Gale. The referee's just glanced at his watch. This could be Wimbledon's final attack, and Bergkamp has brought it to a halt and found Boamorti. It's 1 against 1 here. Boamorti against Perry, and a magnificent Perry stood his ground again.
Yes, he stood his ground well, Perry, but Boamorti didn't move the ball.
But there's a final whistle that has moved the normally phlegmatic Arsene Wenger to a real victory shake of the fist, because he knows and they know how important these 3 points are for Arsenal. The result from Upton Park, where Manchester United were held to a 1-1 draw, and this performance and victory for Arsenal tonight means they can go to Old Trafford on Saturday morning knowing that another win could really place Arsene Wenger's team into serious title contention. Nothing less than a win would do for Arsenal tonight, and that's exactly what they've achieved, despite a tremendous second-half performance by Wimbledon. And what a goal it was that won it. Great flowing move, great finish from Ray. But they needed the young Austrian Alex Manninger to produce that marvellous save to keep Joe Kinnear's team at bay in what was an excellent second half for them. Well, you can understand why they are celebrating so enthusiastically. A big, big win this for Arsenal. Blood was spilt in the cause, but victory has been achieved. And now, for the first time in 11 games, they leave the confines of London and go to Old Trafford for a massive confrontation on Saturday morning. The final score, Wimbledon 0, Arsenal 1.
Don't forget, we've got that game on Saturday morning live here on Sky Sports 1. We start at 10:30, Manchester United against Arsenal. Tonight, still to come on Sky Sports at 11 o'clock with the Sky Sports Centre. All the day's news, of course, followed at 11 by snooker. Steve Davis against Jimmy White. It's golf over on Sky Sports 2. The Euro Tour Weekly, and over on Sky Sports 3, it's Dickie Davis's Sporting Heroes. This week's hero, the rugby great Cliff Morgan. Well, what a night for Arsenal. Manchester United held at Upton Park. The Gunners winning here. Man of the match thoughts, 0891 11 1101 is the number as usual. Alan Smith and Robbie Earle are with us. We'll talk next and get reaction from Selhurst Park, where Arsenal have won by a 0-0. Earth, they didn't find a way through. 10 attempts though, for all that pressure, 7 on target, 22 from Arsenal. They hit the target 7 times. Importantly, once in the first half when Christopher Ray scored. Got through the night with just the one booking, Chris Perry in the first half. Arsenal's first half look. Possession across the 90 minutes, evenly split. Second half, I would think that would be Wimbledon's by some distance. 22,000, just over 22,000 in. And the man of the match. So often recently it's been Alex Manninger. It is again 71% of the vote. Well, here is the man of the match and the goal scorer. They're both with George Gavin.
Christopher, marvellous victory. Does your goal mean now that everything is possible?
Yeah, sure, everything is possible because we nearly win today and we did our possible best. We well defend, and luckily our score is the only goal of the match. It's good for the club at least. About 9 points, close to Manchester United. That is so great.
Alex, great saves from you. Did you have to man the barricades in the second half?
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure for our defending, that's true, yeah, for our defense. It was about some close situations, yes. Sometimes maybe I should go earlier because it was very hard, and I feel pain now in the whole body.
Were you aware of Manchester United dropping points tonight?
I didn't know, I don't know the result, yeah. They drop points, yeah, it's good for us, but it's still long to go, and we do our best each game.
Christopher, how important is the game at Old Trafford on Saturday now?
Well, now we have to concentrate, starting from today. Nobody never know. We could go out there to win the game. where we have to concentrate and be prepared for Saturday.
With players returning, are you two guys sure of your places?
No, it is other thing, but I do the best for the club, and
It's a massive game Saturday, isn't it?
yes, exactly. That is the big game, I think, in the season, and we will see what's happened.
Alex, your man of the match. Carling champagne. If you can give that, Christopher, to Alex, and well played, both of you.
Thank you, my friend.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
well done.
Thank you. Great goal. Great goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's how much it meant to them. And well done, Julie Harris from Chatham in Kent, who gets that replica Meninga jersey. And this is the save that probably won Alex Meninga man of the match here tonight. A magnificent stop late on. As Andy always says, sometimes saves are as good as goals, and there's a perfect example of that tonight. A magnificent stop, and Arsenal have won here by a 1-0. Alan Smith and Robbie Earle, our guests here tonight. Fantastic save. Did they do enough over the 90 minutes as well?
I think they just did enough, you know. I mean, Wimbledon had the lion's share in the second half, but Meninga, you know, he rightfully made some great saves there. I thought Martin Keown actually was outstanding at the centre of the defence with some great clearances, but for their first half performance, they probably just deserved the 3
Comes as no
points.
consolation to Wimbledon, Robbie. Their second half by a distance, we felt, but they couldn't find a way through, could they?
No, it's so surprising how well we did second half, and first half we just couldn't get anything going, and in the end we just ran out of time, really. You know, Arsenal probably didn't want the first half to end, and we never wanted the game to end with the pressure that we were having.
1-0 to the Gunners here at Upton Park tonight, a game of equal importance. Manchester United in against West Ham United. This one started at 7:45, and remember we had the delay here, so by what was half-time, I suppose, at Upton Park, Arsenal knew, but look at Barnsley, still a game in hand. But look at Barnsley, still a game in hand on both Spurs and Everton, and only 2 points adrift. Only 4 points adrift, look, of Wimbledon. You couldn't, Robbie, say that right now you're out nor comfortable with that total, could you?
No, we had games in hand, but it's no use having those games if you're not going to get points from them. And as we've seen tonight, even a point would give us a little bit of breathing room. So it's important that we get some points out of the next 2 games coming up.
Well, really, Newcastle United with 34 and even Villa on 36, and they've played 30 games, look, are not out of trouble yet either. The only downside to Barnsley's record down there, look at the goals they conceded earlier in the season, -38 the goal difference. That might yet count against them, eh?
Yeah, that could be worth a point come the end of the season or in a place, and so it's important that you know, we can get some goals and keep that goal difference down.
All right, that's the bottom half. Let's go into the tops. Saints, of course, up into 10th now. Leicester 9th. West Ham 8th, 41 from 28 played. Leeds stay 7th, 45 points their return now from 29 played. Ahead of them, Derby and Blackburn beaten tonight, who you'd have to say, if they're not out, they're close to being out of the race for the title, but second place remains a possibility. Chelsea up into 4th, 48 from 29. Liverpool down into 3rd tonight, 50 from 29 played. But look at Arsenal, Alan, 51 points now, 27 games played, 9 points adrift, 3 games in hand, and they go to Old Trafford on Saturday. Game on?
Yeah, well, I think so. I think it certainly will be a game on. I mean, they've also got to go to Blackburn and Liverpool, I think. So maybe on the travels is where they will either win it or lose it. But certainly it's the old 6-pointer against United at Old Trafford on Saturday, and a victory for Arsenal will really set it up nicely.
So we'll get more reaction from Selhurst Park in a moment or so, where Arsenal have won tonight to put themselves right back into the title hunt. 1-0 to the Gunners here. More reaction from Selhurst Park and the story of the game when we come back. Bookies have reopened the book, incidentally. It was closed at Manchester United 12-1 on, 8-1 on tonight. Arsenal 9-2 now. They do think it's a 2-horse race, but I just wonder how the gentleman that was paying out a week ago feels tonight. 8-1 on Manchester United, 9-2 the Gunners. Alan Smith and Robbie Earle are still with us here as we look back on the story of the night. And Alan mentioned it in commentary, to be fair, Alan. He said if ever there was a game of 2 halves, this literally was it, wasn't it? Because the first 45, Arsenal absolutely dominated, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did play some great football, and a lot of it coming down the left-hand side here. It's Nigel Winterburn. Mark Overmars was superb in the first half, created all sorts of problems. And really, they should have been more than the 1 goal up, and left it open for Wimbledon to come back into the game. It gave them a chance.
What was wrong with the Dons at this stage, Robbie?
I just felt we were containing rather than attacking Arsenal, especially in the full-back areas. Winterburn and Dixon were both pushing forward and causing us all kind of problems. I think second half our wide people got out the defence and you know, held them back. So, you know, we were a little fortunate here to have the offside decision.
Well, had it gone in, it would have counted, wouldn't it? Because the flag went up when he became active again, Ray.
That's right.
Good decision, wasn't it?
It was a great effort by Bergkamp, though. You know, the skills that he's got, but you know, he is over Mars, great pace, drives in the heart of the defence, and you know, good vision to see Ray in a class finish. And you know, at this stage, I was a little worried that Arsenal were going to run away with it.
So it was important to keep it at 1, was it?
Yeah, I think we hung in there a little bit by luck and fortune, which you have to, but we still went in at 1-0, and that gave us a chance. I think that gave us heart to come out in the second half and put a little bit of pressure on the Arsenal back line.
We saw two sides of Arsenal tonight. I think we did. We also did Wimbledon, didn't we? Why you're in trouble, and then why you fancy yourselves, I would have thought, to get out of it.
Yeah, when you see the second half performance, you can see why we put teams under pressure, and we look like we're going to score goals. But first off, you know, Joe will be really disappointed that the boys haven't gone out with the enthusiasm that we usually have, and we didn't set about the task as we know we can do.
Push there, we felt. On another night, maybe, Alan?
Experience of Lee Dixon there, a little nudge. And there weren't too many appeals actually off the Wimbledon man.
It's a penalty though, isn't it?
For some strange reason, yeah, it was an intentional push. But Wimbledon really came back into it, and Meninga came into his own with some good saves. He's not always been that confident on crosses, and he flapped at the one that he made a good save off, but he earned his point tonight.
Times we've seen him, he's played very well in the Arsenal goal.
Yeah, that was the one where really he should have tried to punch it or direct it over the bar, but that was a superb. The second save here, he got both hands to it almost, I think,
and pushed it away,
yeah.
Just blocked it.
Brilliant reactions. There was some bad kicking all night actually off both keepers that led to some skirmishes, and Bergkamp really needed to hit that first time.
Well, it was a spirited second half, as we said, Robbie, front and back.
Yeah, we pile the pressure on, we get bodies in there. This is what Wimbledon's about, and I think it's actually ball there comes off Martin Keown, and Marcus Gale seemed to be the unlucky person for tonight. 1 or 2 chances fell, and it just never worked for us. And you know, this is what we're always prone to as we're pushing forward, the counter-attack. But Chrissy Perry and Dean Blackwell did well for us, I thought, just stuck in there and made sure that we kept it at 1-0, and you know, we're desperate to try and get a goal back.
Did finish 1-0. Let's hear what Arsene Wenger made of it all. Here he is with George Gabby.
Arsene, is that a huge result for Arsenal?
I think so, yes, because we played very well in the first half, created many chances even in the second, but of course we had to battle. And we could today, I think, play well in the first half, putting the ball on the ground, and in the second half, of course, when the ball was always in the air, show that we have character, typical Arsenal character. So at the end of the game, I would say I'm pleased with the result.
And a massively important first goal for Christopher Ray.
Yes, he did well. For his first game, I think he did very well, was always available and brought other players in, and I think he did, like the rest of the team, fight very hard for the team.
Were you aware of Manchester United's position?
Yes, we knew that it was they were 1-0 down, but anyway, we know we have the advantage of our position. We just have to win our games if we want to have a small chance, so we knew that we just have to play well and try to win the game.
9 points behind, 3 games in hand, and you go to Old Trafford on Saturday. What kind of game will that be, do you think? The most important of the season?
For us, because we are 3.3 games, we have 3 games in hand, I would say every game we have just to win it, and so the only difference at Man United, I would say now, that they have to win, we have to win, so it might be an exciting game.
They say in English football it's never over till the whistle sounds, and it's taken a Frenchman to teach us the truth of that again.
I agree with this kind of speech, this kind of English speech, of course. We just have now, I told the players, just go from game to game and try to give our best at every game. So we could see in the second half we were a little bit tired because we gave everything in the first. And so for us it's now important to recover well, because it will be a physical battle again at Old Trafford.
We saw what it meant to you at the end there, and you have key players to come back now, don't you?
Yes, unfortunately not for this week, for the rest of the season, yes. So it's important to keep in touch, to keep the contact with the top teams as this week, and to do well.
We'll see you on Saturday at Old Trafford.
Thank you again, yes.
Yes, 10:30 Saturday morning. Two managers who exchanged a few words last year in the run-in. Alan, is it all about to start again, do you think? Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson?
No, I mean, it's about the 11 players, isn't it? There's obviously a bit of a history there between the two, and Arsene Wenger, I think he's just being honest. He answers questions forthrightly, and Ferguson's took exception to some of his answers, but you know, I think that's just the honesty of the man. But no, it'll be a fair old game on Saturday, but as Wenger said, Arsenal have got those games in hand, and without wanting to lose on Saturday, if they win those games in hand, they're going to be...
Is that the job they've got to win and keep on winning?
Well, you don't see United losing too many from now. I think they've had a dodgy spell, and hope probably coming through it. With the experience that they've got, I wouldn't imagine they're going to lose too many, so I think Arsenal need to win those games. Yeah.
We have been saying that for a while, Robbie, haven't we, about Manchester United, that they could afford to slip up here and there. Well, they have done, and Arsenal have really turned the heat up, haven't they?
Yeah, Arsenal have taken advantage. You know, they're winning their games in hand, whereas United are just having that full team impact. And you know, after Saturday's game, if Arsenal get a win, then it really is on. You know, here on until the end of the season.
Well, the Dons have got a few problems. Let's hear what Joe Kinnear made of the evening, again with George Gavin.
Joe, on your second half performance, do you think you deserve something from the game?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I think we totally dominated the second half. Just nothing fell for us in and around the box. We didn't have too much luck where it mattered, and I think Marcus Gale was probably unlucky on 2 or 3 occasions. And also felt that you know, we had a good case for a penalty. You know, I thought it was a deliberate push on Gailey. The referee didn't see it or didn't want to give it for whatever reasons. But overall, I was delighted with the second half performance. I thought we went very brave. I thought we defended really well when we had to, and I thought probably Chris Perry got 2 of the best tackles in I've seen for a long while. And they rode their luck, to be fair, in and around the box. And tonight, it's nothing went for us in many respects, but the attitude and the spirit was magnificent, and there's nothing more I could say to the lads. That just a magnificent second half. We went for it, and we gave them a severe test in many ways. And in the end, you know, they were bringing on defenders. They were hanging on for dear death, and that's all credit to my players and that. Just a bit disappointed that we haven't come out with at least a point.
It didn't go for you at Villa Park, either did it? Barnsley winning has tightened things up, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but it's in our own hands ourselves and all that. We've still got a comfortable lead, and most of the teams that are in and around us still have to come and play us here, so I prefer to be playing people here than travelling away, to be honest. And the way we're playing as well, I don't see any problem with us, but you have to get the points on the board, and time will only tell.
Credit to Arsenal, do you think, as well? They came and got the 3 points they needed, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I thought they'd done reasonably well in the first half, but when we changed it around a little at the second half and stepped up the gear, I thought we really put them under pressure, and they were just spasmodic breaks in many respects. We always knew if they would get it forward in Bergkamp, we've got the quality to do something, and we went really brave and positive, and I'm just disappointed that we didn't get the point that we deserved.
You've got Manchester United soon as well, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we always do well when we go up there. They're always tough games, whichever side you play in this league, but you can't be pick and choose. It's just that I still honestly believe that we'll get the required points that we need, and we'll go through it all again next season.
Joe, thanks very much.
Pleasure, thank you.
Disappointed tonight, but a granddad recently. Cuts a cuddly granddad, I would have thought, Robbie, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't say be a cuddly granddad at half-time. There've been 1 or 2 words said in there that made 1 or 2 sit up, and you saw the reaction of the boys' second half.
It worked. Let's have a look at the table again. A couple of weeks back, we thought it was all over, top and bottom. It isn't now. Palace lost again tonight. They've got real problems. Bolton haven't won in 12. The form team down there are Barnsley, who did win tonight, and Aston Villa, and they closed the gap on themselves, Tottenham and Everton. But Wimbledon are not out of trouble, nor, you'd have to say, are Newcastle United on 34 points. What do you think's safe? What sort of total are you looking at?
We're looking at 40, 41 points, I think. As soon as you get to 40, I think you'll feel a little bit more relaxed. But Barnsley sticking back-to-back victories, and that's what you need at this stage of the season.
And still with a game in hand on Spurs and Everton, Wimbledon and Newcastle with 1 more at the top. A movement tonight involving Blackburn, who were beaten, Chelsea, who went up into 4th, Liverpool didn't play, down into 3rd place. The bookies think it's a 2-horse race. 9-2 now, Arsenal, who have gone 2nd, 9 points behind Manchester United, but they've got those 3 games in hand, and it's 8-1 on Manchester United. So you cast your mind back to when Arsenal were winning the title. Do you look at this side and see the resilience that's required, the ability that's required, and the desire?
I think certainly they've got the resilience. They've never lost that since they first started in the Championship. You know, that back four's always stayed in place. But that's inbuilt throughout the team, I think, anyway. Certainly the quality's there. You know, you look at the players of the quality of Bergkamp and Patrick Vieira, I think he's a tremendous midfield player. And the desire was certainly there tonight. You know, they haven't always looked a championship winning side this season, but come the end of the year, if they've got more points than anybody else, they deserve it, and I think it's there for them. If they play like they did, particularly first half tonight, I think they've got a great chance.
The trick maybe is to stay as calm as Alan Smith about most things. Wimbledon not out of trouble, but going the right way?
Yeah, we'd like to think so. There's enough in our side and our dressing room to pull away from the danger, and you know, with Joe at the helm, I'm sure we'll do that.
Thank you both for joining us. Good luck, Robbie.
Yeah, thanks.
Be interested to see you back in action soon.
Hopefully another week or so.
Good. Thanks for joining us again.
Cheers.
See you shortly, Alan. Next football from Sky Speed, we say, quite a night for Manchester United. They were held this evening. Arsenal had to win. They did exactly that. The game is on again. Goodbye for now.